The rustling grew louder, and the whole clearing seemed to hold its breath. Willow clenched his little paws, a tiny ball of nerves. Ricky leaned forward excitedly, as if expecting someone to jump out and shout, "Surprise!" Then the bush shook violently, and out crawled a huge mole. But not just any mole. This mole wore an old leather vest, cool sunglasses, and strutted out like he was walking down a fashion runway. "Greetings, fine forest folk," the mole said in a deep, rumbling voice. "I heard a bit of a ruckus and came to make sure everything's peaceful." Willow let out a long sigh of relief, his shoulders slumping. "Oh, that's just Mumble Matt," he explained, a little embarrassed. "I admit, my name sounds a bit scary," Matt said, adjusting his sunglasses. "But I'm actually pretty calm. I like quiet, but I also like wearing these sunglasses. Makes life feel cooler, you know?" Ricky turned to Willow, a mischievous glint in his eye. "So, this is the dangerous and mean creature everyone talks about?" he whispered, barely containing a giggle. Willow looked down at his paws, his cheeks flushing. "Well, maybe I exaggerated a tiny bit," he mumbled. Mumble Matt puffed out his chest, a playful smirk on his face. "Me? Dangerous? Please, you're scarier than I am, Willow. Last week, you made a squirrel eat a salad leaf." Ricky gasped, his eyes wide with mock horror. "A salad leaf? Oh boy, tough love." Willow stood tall, offended by the accusation. That squirrel had eaten only sugar cubes for breakfast. I had to intervene. Ricky laughed so hard, his whiskers wiggled with delight. "Willow, you may look super cute, but your voice is like a strict old teacher." Willow froze, his expression changing from annoyed to genuinely hurt. "I just try to do the right thing," he said softly, his voice barely a whisper. "Everyone looks at me and thinks I'm always sweet and gentle, but I'm also responsible. I want the forest to be safe, but nobody takes me seriously because I look like this." He motioned at his fluffy fur, shiny eyes, and cloud-like ears. Ricky sat down beside him, his usual boisterous energy softening. "That sounds tough," he said gently, an unusually gentle tone for Ricky Ruffer. "But you know, how someone looks doesn't tell the whole story." "Mumble." Matt nodded in agreement, pushing his sunglasses up his nose. "Exactly. People avoid me just because I wear dark clothes. I'm not mean. I just have a dramatic fashion sense." Willow glanced between them, searching for the right words. "I don't want to be the bad guy," he murmured. "I don't even want to be a scary guardian. I just want to help." Ricky beamed, a warm smile spreading across his face. "And you do help. Maybe a little. Strongly." Willow let out a tiny, relieved laugh. "Maybe I've been too strict." "Maybe," Ricky agreed, his voice kind. "But that doesn't make you bad. It just makes you you." Before the moment could grow deeper, a heavier thumping sound boomed from the edge of the clearing. It wasn't a rustling, but something big hitting the ground, step by step. Mumble Matt tilted his head, his sunglasses glinting. That's not me." Willow stiffened, his ears twitching. "That's not a squirrel or a hedgehog either." Ricky stood up, his whiskers trembling, not from fear, but from pure excitement. "Well, friends," he said, his eyes sparkling with adventure, "sounds like it's time to find out what's really shaking up this forest." The adventure continues in part 3.